Fukushima, March 11th, 10 years ago, was the largest radiological disaster in recent history. Debatably, some accidents happened in Russia in those 10 years, or its used to be counterparts or whatever in Europe. But Fukushima was a big, big potential lesson. And one of them was about the health effects of a radiological incident. It is a science experiment unequaled in 20 years. The last time this happened was Chernobyl. Before that was TMI, commercial accidents we're speaking of. There has been other accidents that should be mentioned here. So Fukushima blew up. Fukushima released radiation across pretty well known and mapped areas of Japan. It is an opportunity still to learn about the health effects of radiation exposure in a population. And yet the medical industry, the medical profession is struggling to try to present or talk about that. It's an effect that's real. We know it's real. It's proven, it's documented in now decades of history of atomic testing, of nuclear accidents, of nuclear outcomes. The challenge is the numbers. The effects are today, if you were exposed at a very high level, it's burns, it's death, it's near instant death, it's a painful death. It's like being microwaved, cooked from the inside out if you're that close. That we know. And yet people that have been exposed that close, some of them are still alive. Maybe struggling with some nasty cancers or other diseases related to this, or the effects of it, or even the heavy metal poisoning they might have received from being in the atmosphere full of some pretty heavy metals. That's the effects of being very close. Being further away, now you get into distributed sources and biological accumulation and air paths and dusts and settled dusts and the conversations around where that resides and what children get to play in it, right? Is it out in the school playground? Did that last rain make a puddle of contamination that probably shouldn't even exist? So the health effects of this, how to clean up after a disaster, what to do about it, is daunting. It's scary. And yet the effects are real. One of the terms for them is stochastic because they happen so far in the future. We have to predict them. These are not, some people could call these prophecies, but they're predictive sciences, predictive models that are used to figure out how good or bad we're doing in the constraints of life. And one of them is filling up hospitals. Hospitals are expensive, we know that. We kind of don't mind that. We appreciate when they're there when we need them, although some minorities shun them, cancel culture them. So these lessons are out there. We seem to struggle to learn them for some odd, obscure reason. Maybe ancient debates about things that are settled. Who knows? We don't know. Yes, we do. Think about it. More peace.